On this game, players take the role of an artificial intelligence inside the steampunk computer. Their main goal is to collect and process data, and to show it on their screens, while learning and gaining new abilities to become more efficient. Players are part of the same machine, so their actions will affect all the other players, both blocking and creating new opportunities for everybody. In order to select their actions, each player has 2 connected cogs on their personal board. They will rotate them a certain amount of steps each turn, usually between 1 and 3, and perform the action next to the active spot on one of the 2 cogs. These cogs can be improved with enhancements during the game, so each player will end with a unique set of available actions. These cogs are also the timer for the game. Every time a player completes a full revolution, they will advance this marker and gain the bonus below. The first player to do its 4th revolution will also cause the end of the game, so players must be efficient with their turns. There are 8 different main actions a player can take. The Enhance action lets you take one of the available enhancements and install it on either of your cogs. Enhancements are usually improved versions of the main actions, so depending on which ones you choose, your playstyle will be very different. The Write on Memory action lets you take one of the cogs on your board and install it on the main board. These cogs are stacked on your board, and each stack you empty will reward you with points at the end of the game based on the colors of the data on your screen. You will also choose one of these board spaces to place your cog in. By placing these cogs, you will gain access to the rewards on the adjacent grey cogs when doing the Read from Memory action, which I will explain later. The Process action lets you move one of the 3 cores on the CPU along these rondelles a certain amount of steps. The rondelles are connected on certain points, and every time you reach a connection point between 2 rondelles, you may choose either of them to do your next movement, so you have a lot of freedom to choose your path. You will gain any rewards you move through, and this includes data, which you will store on your temporal memory, and archives, which you will add inside the rondelles. Both these elements are needed to display data on your screen with the Update the Screen action, which I will explain later, and is one of the main goals of the game. The Refrigerate action is the main way to gain steam, which is the resource players spend in order to do many of the other actions. The faster players move their action cogs, the hotter the machine's temperature becomes, which also makes the Refrigerate action more powerful. The Install a Model action lets you take one of the 3 available models on the board. Each model has 2 sides, the top side being a bonus you may gain every time you activate its condition, and the bottom side being an endgame scoring condition. When you install a model, you must choose either of those 2 options, depending on where you place it on your board. During game setup, one of these models is randomly placed on this spot, and both its bonus and its endgame scoring condition will affect all players, so it helps create a lot of variation from game to game. The Read from Memory action lets you gain rewards on the grey cogs on the board, as long as you have one of your cogs adjacent to them, and as long as the grey cog is connected to the CPU through a path of cogs of any colors. This action works well together with the Write on Memory action, as the placement of your cogs can give you access to very powerful rewards. The Update the Screen action lets you spend archives on the CPU rondelles in order to move data from your temporal memory to your screen. Data can be added on any row, but always on its leftmost space. You will gain many powerful rewards by covering the icons with data, and at the end of the game, you can score a big portion of your points based on the completed rows and columns and the colors of that data. Finally, the Network action lets you share data with the other players. You may spend 1 data from your temporal memory, placing it on the network card and gaining the 2 adjacent rewards, or you can take the card, gaining all the data on it, and revealing a new set of rewards. And this was a quick overview of the game. The game has many paths to victory, which, combined with the huge variability enhancements and models add, and with the interaction and opportunities other players create, ensures that all games feel very different. It can be played up to 4 players and includes a very easy to manage solo mode with 5 difficulty levels.